Hi, and welcome to another one. In this video, I'm going to be talking about something that is so interesting to me, where a lot of Americans say, but also those that serve for this country. It says, cop who pepper sprayed Army lieutenant in traffic stop fired. Okay, great. That is good. I just want to go over just a few things that I saw that was very interesting that a lot of y'all have to like come to reality with. This is something that people really like think about, like in terms of actually believe. But welcome back to another one on this platform. We talk about difficult conversations, tough topics that people aren't really talking about or aren't really saying from a truth biblical perspective. If this sounds like something that you're interested in, please join along the conversation. Like, share, subscribe if you feel led. I also have a book out. If you're pregnant and you expectant and you melanated, even if you're not, you are a target. Okay, they want you alone in those doctors' offices. Over the past decade, I've learned so many things that God tried to warn me, but unfortunately, it led me to staying in the wilderness for so long and dealing with consequences that, I mean, could be worse, but God definitely blessed me that I'm dealing with today. But you don't have to. You can learn from my mistakes. If that's something that you want to check out, these are things that they don't really talk about on the internet. It's not going to be your book about how to hold a baby. There's plenty of books for that. Stuff that they don't want you to know. The link is in the description if you want to check it out. But I'm going to go ahead and play the video and let you know my thoughts. Free to chime in with yours.
Chaos is about to erupt.
Get out of the car now!
The driver is a lieutenant in the U.S. Army.
Keep your hands outside the window!
My hands are right here. What's going
Get
on?
out of the car now!
He was stopped for not having a license plate on his new SUV. You can see he had a temporary plate in the window.
I'm honestly afraid to get out.
Yeah, dude, you should be. Get out!
He is told repeatedly to get out of the SUV.
Get out the car.
Get out of the car now! Get out!
Second Lieutenant Karen Nazario can't believe what's happening.
I'm actively serving this country, and this is how you're going to treat me?
Police will tell you even routine traffic stops keep them on edge because they can sometimes be so unpredictable. You never know what will happen. What happened next was shocking. Suddenly,
What they need to do is show the full interaction, because I noticed a lot more lately, just noticing, like, waking up day by day more and more, that they have a certain narrative, especially when it comes to Black people. Show the whole footage. What are you talking about? Police can sometimes be on edge. The man wouldn't be fired if he ain't do nothing wrong. If you on edge, if you're a police officer and you're so riled up and you're so anxious, you shouldn't be, and you're armed, you shouldn't be a police officer. Okay? Being in a dangerous job, being in a dangerous position is about being calm in difficult situations. There was a pilot investigator that investigates plane crashes. He said the best thing to do in situations, in most situations, if you are in a situation where there's an alarm going, or master alarm going off in the cockpit or wherever the case is to drink a cup of coffee. Think and drink a cup of coffee, or you said something along those lines, and then like react. Okay, not literally go and drink a cup of coffee. Something's happening there, obviously, but just think before you move. Understand as quickly as you can before you move, because panicking can actually bring you to your demise way faster.
the lieutenant is pepper sprayed. He gets out, wincing.
And peep how nervous they are, and both his hands are out. I mean, unless he has some type of third arm that we don't know about, which is highly unlikely, or, I don't know, can maneuver with his feet. Deuce, I don't know. But he was clearly not a threat.
In pain. And
I mean, as much as I hate that had to happen, and it didn't have to happen, but I mean, it's the result of the incompetency of the cops involved. So that's what I meant. I'm happy that he didn't squeeze the trigger. I'm happy that he did not do that. Okay, because these cops be acting like somebody is doing so. Yes, I understand you want to protect your life, but you chose this job. So your duty is in your handbook is to protect and serve. I don't know how else to say this.
is forced to the ground.
Why am I being treated like this?
Because
Why?
you're not cooperating. Get on the ground.
The police officer said it was considered a high-risk stop because he thought the SUV driver was eluding police. The Army officer says he was just driving to a well-lit area.
He did absolutely nothing wrong.
Tom Roberts is the Army lieutenant's lawyer.
Lieutenant Nazario obeyed one command: keep your hands outside of the window. He tried to de-escalate. He tried to find out what was going on.
Now the officer
It's like they don't want to.
the pepper spray has been.
They don't want to treat you with any type of humanity. Like, I've been pulled over quite a few times in my day. God sent the angels there on deck. Okay, the amount of testimonies, but those are for another video. Like, they just want you to literally do nothing. Just listen to what I have to say. Like, the uniform, the badge, the weapon. I don't know if it's making them feel like they're like gods or something like that, because that's not the case. Okay, or that they are above you in some. I mean, obviously, you are protected by this system, this corrupt system. But when you have the Most High on your side, when you have the King on his throne above everything and all everything, the real deal God, uppercase G God, I mean, supernatural favor, y'all. But anyway,
Fired. We asked retired LAPD Sergeant Cheryl Dorsey to analyze the video.
It just makes sense, man, woman, or child, to put yourself in a well-lit area so that officers can see you, you can see the officers.
A debate is now raging about whether the Army lieutenant should have behaved differently.
I encourage you not to ask any questions of a police officer given the times that we live in. You'll find out why you were stopped, hopefully at some point during that detention, but just listen to the officer's directives and obey them as best you can.
I'm sure a lot of people look at that.
that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Then change the protect and serve situation to dictate and irritate. Like, and God does let us know to be super cunning and kind words, be better to a king. A soft tongue will be better to a king. And to just use that. It's definitely an emotional situation, having a gun pointed at you. Like, I've been in that situation before multiple times, but it's that's why it just takes a certain type of level of calmness. Like, if you ever get in that situation, be calm, be meek, show your meekness, show your calmness, show your that you're just people that can be super aggressive because of your skin tone. And our own people, you just have to be mindful. God lets us know to be cunning. Like, and I definitely was getting irritated when she said that, but it's just that when you know the truth, it's just so irritating when they do things like this. But unfortunately, the part where she said that's just the world we live in, unfortunately, yeah, that's the truth. Jesus lets us know. This is all biblical, by the way. Matthew 10:16 KJV. Like, he says, behold, I send you forth as sheep in the midst of wolves. But ye be therefore wise as serpents and harmless as doves. In Proverbs, Solomon said in 25:15. Okay, he said, a soft tongue breaketh the bone. Yes, these people are ignorant. They have some type of hidden X, Y, and Z. But these are the words of Solomon, but they come from God. Like, God has bars, y'all. That's my daddy. Officers out there that have some type of, obviously you're worried about your life, but this is the job that you signed up for. Whenever I will get upset about something situation, and I'll be like, Dad, it's time to change jobs. Like, it's time to move on from that, because this isn't conducive to health. That's how I look at it. But
They say, hey, look, if you just gotten out, you wouldn't have gotten in any trouble. But you have a lot of people like me. I understand 100% why he was afraid, even as an active serving military person in
please say, as a black man, as a melanated man,
uniform, was literally afraid to get out of that car without more assurance. And what happened to him, was despicable.
Get out the car! Get out now!
What they're not understanding is that, and then people say they have black fatigue. Y'all, I can't wait till Jesus come back. But I mean, I can, because I don't know. Of course, we don't want to push something if we're not ready and stuff like that. I hope that people could, whatever cases. But at the end of the day, this world is so infuriating, because it's like, I understand how it feels when someone doesn't value how you feel, when someone doesn't value what's going on emotionally with you in that moment. It's like, imagine if you went somewhere and someone pulled up with you armed and told you to get out of your vehicle you paid for or you are paying off, a vehicle you have to pay nutty behind expensive insurance for, a vehicle you have to be paying for a registration and licensing renewals and all of these fees that are scams anyway, inspections, all this stupid stuff. You pay for that. You pay taxes that you shouldn't even have to be paying. That's apparently, I found out, somebody let me know that the tax system isn't even a government organization. It's just a bunch of rich old dudes that decide that of course work for Satan to make stuff harder for us. You have to deal with all of that. The least I could get is, why am I getting pulled over? Simple. So simple. It is such a power flex to pull somebody over and not say why they're getting pulled over, as if you aren't grown. Like, hey, I seen this, or hey, this, that, and third. What I mean, yes, there are people that are crazy out there, but this is the job that was chosen. That's just my opinion with it, based off of just the facts of the situation. Like, literally, you signed up. You have to go to like police cadet school or something like that. I think it's somewhere out in Hershey, PA. Well, there's different places for every state, obviously, but you have to go to whatever your school is. You have to go to do all these sworn oaths and stuff like that. Stuff that I don't even agree with. I don't agree with the army with swearing for nothing. None of these people, none of these Babylon stuff. That's that. But you made the conscious decision. No one held a blick to your head and said to go do something. And even if they did, there's a reason they had to hold the blick to your head, because you have to make the conscious decision to move your arms, your legs, your brain, your head, and do these things. So, and I just want to go over some comments real quick. The fact that the cops said, yeah, you should be, shows they had intent to hurt this man, scare him, to further traumatize him. Okay. It's awful hard to unbuckle your seatbelt and unlock your door when you're being told at some point to keep your arms outside of the vehicle, while also being told to exit the vehicle too. Like, they be wanting you to do a backflip on top of your head at point. Like, are they that out of touch where they don't understand that you holding something that could take their life away, that could take them away from their people that they love, that could take away the breath in their lungs? You don't think you'd be scared from that? The officer that fired the pepper spray was fired and then immediately rehired in another department 20 miles away. Disgusting. Wow. They ain't say that in the video. That's why I said, like, a lot of these news outlets, if this is true, they don't highlight certain things and they paint a picture saying, oh, the cops, they just didn't see, they thought he was avoiding, they thought they ba la la la. And then the thing that I wanted to say that was really like triggering for me, it wasn't from the police, it was from the driver saying, oh, all this, what did he say?
I'm actively serving this.
He says, I'm actively serving this country and this is how you're going to treat me. Yes. They do not care about you. Okay. That people that are like black people, like, this is for all black people. They don't care if you're from the Caribbeans, the African islands, whatever. They look at us all the same. You serving somebody's country doesn't give you automatic respect. This country was built off of blood, of our ancestors' blood. Whatever country that you're from, if you are black, if you have black ancestry, as far as that are from the 12 tribes, this built off of blood. We were scattered across the face of the earth. All right. We are all around in this dome. Okay. So the fact that he's saying all of this is just like, come on, y'all. He not actually thinking like that. Like, right. Because again, I don't recommend coming and signing up for nobody, for Babylon army. Nobody's the government. No, they don't care about you. They don't care that you serving it's all, the whole setup is crazy. Okay. Kings, I think, at least in history, they used to, at least from what I think, I'm not really completely sure on it, but there definitely were kings that will go into war with, you know what I'm saying? But you have these people, these little, old rich white men that'll sit in these offices and play with you like a checkers piece. Okay. They don't care. And that's the thing I wanted to like touch on. Like, they don't really care about you. and you're whatever the case is, or someone who believes in the racist system is racist, and they look at themselves as higher. They want to feel important with their life, because a lot of white people that are racist, I can't tell you everything is going through their mind. It's a spirit, but they don't have much else going on for them, and they feeling like they have this superiority is validating for their existence. Like that's what they get validated off of. They to think that you're higher up than other people and that you're better than other people. You don't really have much going on for yourself because you're banking on this and you're tired. That's why there's racist white people. They literally live off of it. You be minding your black person, you be minding your business, and they have so much time because they have so much leeway in this system, this racist systematic system that they've set up, because there's no such thing as race. Like, they have it set up where they just have all this free time to be just thinking about this stuff. But anyway, yeah. But with all that being said, more importantly, create that relationship with the Most High. Okay, talk to him. His ear is open for conversation. Do you know how much of an honor that is? Jesus is literally speaking on your behalf, and we are all undeserving, yet we have this opportunity, this life, this we are awake. You woke up this morning and you breathed in the air that God blessed you with. You have the opportunity to fulfill the promise that he gave you, purpose that he created you here for. Okay, because God's a businessman. At the end of the day, where do you think all these traits come from? Okay, he doesn't create things without a purpose. Of course, he loves us. Okay, he loves us. Oh, and I love him. We love him, and I love him. If you know, when we love him, for those who do, you know what I'm saying. And he has so much in store for you, more than you can, more than you can even imagine. Okay, well, think back to those like talents, those things that made you laugh, those things that made you excited, that gave you a amazing feel in your life, that gave you a lot of purpose and passion in your life. And seek him, because that could be the very thing that breaks you out of the matrix. Okay, and then pick up God's word. I recommend Bible King James Version. Stay sober minded out here on these spiritual streets. Okay, because if God loves me, he definitely love you. Okay, be blessed and peace.